I think a lot of people do take that for granted. I do the same at times where, those base hits, those small amounts, they that's the whole point of the compounding, right? That, over time it accumulates and accumulates to a mass sum of potential, profits. But again, it's just saying that process. It's just following that process, day in day out, not being too greedy. The market some days is going to give you a little bit, some days it's not going to give you anything. You're going to take your losses, and then some days there's going to be, major moves, and you may make a big percentage or even potentially double account, in a day. But again, in retrospect, looking long term, just taking those base hits add up, and then especially getting the account to static, because most of the people who have done those, big flips, the very few that have done that, a lot of them had taken sort of a turtle approach at the beginning stages, just making sure they can get their account static, taking those few base hits, and then when the market presents opportunities, then they may put their size on and hold the trade a little bit longer. Usually, when you see that, it's usually more obvious than not. When the market is going to make its move.
I know, right? Because I saw one of the influencers, the big one, the biggest, the baddest, the best, posted some NFT trade, right? Now I know that they were using 300K accounts or whatever, but I was watching the short and thinking, doing the math on the drawdown, because the drawdown, if you have 5 contracts here and you added 5 more here, this drawdown split between 14 accounts. Again, I did the math. Okay. This drawdown was close to about 13K per account. Okay. So to give you an idea, and obviously it was favorable, he bought here and added more here just before the wick came out and it popped back up. But this drawdown on the way down, and remember there was still a bit more of a wick here, was enough to be about 13K. So this I can't quantify, but that's a lot per account. Adding this, you're probably looking somewhere between 15 and 18K per account. So once you have this kind of buffer, you can take bolder manual moves, or you can take bolder whatever. But my problem is I get past the buffer, I'm like, cool, now I have more room, but I now need to consider I have a buffer, and then I have a buffer on top of my buffer. And until I started seeing this, I was still really struggling. So now I want to see my buffer, and then my buffer on top of my buffer. Okay. And that's where I can say, now I can withdraw. That's now I can take on more risk, because I was trying to take on more risk or withdraw here. And every time I've done that, I lost the account. Like for dumb reasons, I got switched to Pro Plus. For dumb reasons, I withdrew much, and then like the withdrawal didn't process on that account, like for all the dumbest reasons. So trying to withdraw or add risk here was not a healthy decision. Like I got past the first buffer, and then I thought, hey, this is my withdrawal, my risk increase. Nope. I'm now personally, how I'm getting over that is I have my buffer, I add another buffer, and that has helped me a lot in my process here. Because again, guys, I don't have any prop firm experience. This is the first year I've really been playing with them.
So you're looking to like ultimately like 200x your original from where you start.
Yes, so that's it. And actually, that's what, when you said yesterday you're making 100% gains, that's it. So now I'm looking at a 200% gain on the actual risk I'm playing with. Let's say it's 3K or 2,500, depending on the broker you're using. So I need to get beyond that before I consider withdrawing, or before I consider increasing risk. Because sure, you have the buffer, but if once you withdraw into that, you have no buffer. Once you add risk into that, you've spent the entire buffer. And that was messing me up a lot for all the different, I know different prop firms have different consistency in different ways, but that's what was breaking me, is trying to make some big decision here, which was stupid.